You spent 12 years in school. You learned about the American Revolution. You solved quadratic equations. You memorized the parts of a cell. But nobody, not one single teacher, sat you down and taught you how money actually works. Not how to budget, not how to invest, not how to build wealth, not how taxes work, not how debt works. Nothing. And that was not an accident. Stay with me, because what I am about to share is going to change the way you see everything. The school system was never designed to make you wealthy. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. The modern school system was not built to create wealthy, independent thinkers. It was built during the Industrial Revolution to create reliable workers, people who show up on time, follow instructions, do what they are told, and then go home and do it all again tomorrow. Think about it. School literally trains you for a job. You show up at a set time. You sit in rows. You follow a schedule. You do assignments given to you by someone else. You get graded on how well you comply. That is not education for freedom. That is training for employment. And a worker who understands money, who knows how to build wealth, invest wisely, and create income outside of a paycheck, is a lot harder to keep in a cubicle for 40 years. The system did not forget to teach you about money. It just was never designed to. Point 2. Nobody taught you how taxes actually work. Here's something wild. Most people spend their entire lives paying taxes and have absolutely no idea how the system actually works. Did you know that employees are the most heavily taxed people in the entire economy? The moment your paycheck is processed, the government takes their cut first, before you see a single dollar. Income tax, Social Security, Medicare, state taxes, it all comes out before you even touch it. But business owners and investors, they operate completely differently. They earn money first. They spend on their business, and they pay taxes on what is left over. That one difference alone is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. The wealthy do not just earn more. They understand the tax system and use it legally to keep more of what they earn. Nobody taught you this in school, but they absolutely should have. Point 3. Nobody taught you how debt works. By the time most young people graduate, they are already tens of thousands of dollars in debt from student loans. And most of them had no idea what they were actually signing up for. Nobody explained compound interest on the way in. Nobody showed them what that loan would actually cost by the time it was paid off. Nobody talked about whether that degree would generate enough income to justify the debt. They just told you, go to college, take the loan, get the degree, get the job, trust the process. And then millions of people spend the first decade of their adult lives paying off an education that may or may not have been worth what they paid. Understanding debt, how interest compounds, what good debt versus bad debt looks like, how to use credit strategically is one of the most important financial skills a person can have, and it is completely absent from the curriculum. Point 4. Nobody taught you how investing works. Here is a number that will blow your mind. If you invest just $200 a month, starting at age 20, in a simple index fund averaging 8% annual returns, by the time you are 60, you will have over $700,000. $200 a month. That is less than most people spend on eating out. But nobody told you that at 20. Nobody explained what an index fund was. Nobody talked about compound interest growing your wealth silently over decades. Nobody showed you that time in the market is more powerful than almost anything else. Instead, most people do not start investing until their 30s or 40s, if ever. And by then, they have lost the most powerful ingredient of all: time. The information was always available. It just was never given to you.
Point 5. Nobody taught you how to build income.
School taught you one way to make money: get a degree, get a job, get a paycheck, repeat until retirement. That is one income stream, one single source of money, one point of failure. But there are dozens of ways to generate income that school never mentioned: freelancing, starting a business, real estate, content creation, investing in dividend stocks, licensing, royalties, digital products. The internet has made it possible for a regular person with a phone and an idea to build income streams that did not exist 15 years ago. But if nobody teaches you these options exist, most people never even consider them. You cannot pursue a path you do not know is available, and school made sure you only knew about one path. Point 6. So, what do you do about it? Here is the good news. Everything they did not teach you in school, you can learn right now, today, for free. The information is out there: books, podcasts, YouTube channels exactly like this one. The barrier to financial education has never been lower in human history. But here is the catch. Nobody is going to hand it to you. You have to go get it yourself. You have to decide that your financial future is your responsibility and nobody else's. Start with the basics. Learn how compound interest works. Understand the difference between an asset and a liability. Open an investment account even if you only put in $10 to start. Learn what your taxes actually look like. Start thinking about income beyond your paycheck. You are not behind. You are just starting now. And starting now is infinitely better than never starting at all. 12 years of school and not one class on how to manage money, build wealth, understand taxes, use debt wisely, or invest for your future. That is not a coincidence. It is a design. But now you know, and knowing is where everything starts. The people who figure this out early, who take their financial education into their own hands, are the ones who end up free, not just comfortable, free. That can be you. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe, because every single week I break down exactly how money works in ways school never taught us. And drop a comment below. What is the one money topic you wish they had taught you in school? I read every single comment.